The Velveteenie Monkey, read by Granny Nelson. There once was a Velveteenie Monkey, and in the beginning he was really splendid. He was fat and bunchy as a monkey should be. His coat was brown and white, he had a real thread mouth, and he wore a smart brown bow tied around his neck. The monkey's tag said he was made in China and that his name was Mindy, which doesn't sound at all like a boy monkey's name. He was a gift for Sophie at a baby shower long before she was born. There were many other nice gifts at that baby shower, but the monkey was quite the best of all. But sadly, for the first year of Sophie's life, she never got to meet the Velveteenie Monkey. For a long time, the Velveteenie Monkey lived in a box in the closet, and no one thought very much about him. He was naturally shy, and being only made of velveteen, some of the more expensive electronic toys quite snubbed him. The mechanical toys were very superior and looked down upon everyone else. They were full of modern ideas and pretended they were real. The monkey could not claim to be anything special, and he didn't know that real monkeys existed. He thought they were all stuffed with pellets like himself, so he figured he was quite out of date. Even Scout, the green talking dog, put on airs and pretended he was the best toy of all. The poor little monkey was made to feel himself very insignificant and commonplace, and the only toy who was kind to him at all was the glowworm. The glowworm had lived longer in the nursery than any of the others. He had slept with Sophie since she was 4 months old, and his blue and green fur was getting dirty and his battery kept getting worn down. He was wise, however, for he had seen many mechanical toys arrive to boast and swagger and by get broken and pass away, and he knew that they were only toys and would never turn into anything else. For nursery magic is very strange and wonderful, and only those playthings that are old and wise and experienced like the glowworm understand all about it. "What is real?" asked the monkey one day when they were lying side by side in Sophie's crib before Mama came to wake her up. "Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle?" "Real isn't how you are made," said the glowworm. "It's a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real." "Does it hurt?" asked the monkey. "Sometimes," said the glowworm, for he was always truthful. "When you are real, you don't mind being hurt." "Does it happen all at once, like being wound up?" he asked, "or bit by bit?" "It doesn't happen all at once," said the glowworm. "You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen often to people who break easily, or have sharp edges, or who have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your fur has been loved off and your eyes droop and you get loose in the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you are real, you can't be ugly except to people who don't understand." "I suppose you are real," said the monkey. And then he wished he had not said it, for he thought the glowworm might be sensitive. But the glowworm only smiled. "Sophie's mama made her glowworm real when she was a little girl," he said. "That was a great many years ago. But once you are real, you can't become unreal again. It lasts for always." The monkey sighed. He thought it would be a long time before this magic called real happened to him. He longed to become real, to know what it felt like. And yet the idea of growing shabby and losing his eyes and nose was rather sad. He wished that he could become real without these uncomfortable things happening to him. Mama ruled playroom. Sometimes she took no notice of the playthings lying about, and sometimes, for no reason whatever, she went swooping about like a great wind and hustled them away into boxes. She called this tidying up, and the playthings all hated it, especially the hard ones. The monkey didn't mind it so much, for wherever he was thrown, he came down soft. One evening, well after Sophie's first birthday, and when she was going to bed, Mama couldn't find the wubba nub that always slept with her. Mama was in a hurry, and it was too much trouble to hunt for comfort toys at bedtime, so she simply looked about her, and seeing that the toy cupboard door stood open, she made a swoop. "Here," she said, "take this monkey. He'll do to sleep with you." And she dragged the monkey out by one leg and put him into Sophie's arms. That night, and for many nights after, the Velveteenie Monkey slept in Sophie's bed. At first he found it rather uncomfortable, for Sophie hugged him very tight, and sometimes she rolled over on him, and sometimes she pushed him so far under the blankets that the monkey could scarcely breathe. But very soon he grew to like it, for Sophie liked to talk to him and made nice places for him under the bedclothes that were like the tree branches the real monkeys slept in. And at night they had splendid games together when she was supposed to be sleeping. And when Sophie dropped off to sleep, the monkey would snuggle down close under her little warm chin and dream, with Sophie's hands clasped close around his tail all night long. And so time went on, and the little monkey was very happy, so happy that he never noticed how his beautiful velveteeny fur was getting shabbier and shabbier, and his thread mouth was becoming unsewn, and all the fur getting matted where Sophie sucked on his tail. Spring came, and they had wonderful days in the playroom and at Sophie's grandparents' homes, for wherever she went, the monkey went too. He got to ride in the car, try pretend food, sit in high chairs, and wear diapers like a real monkey. And once, when Sophie got a contagious rash on her face, the Velveteen Monkey had to go through the washing machine quickly because Sophie couldn't go to sleep unless he was with her. "Must you have that monkey?" Mama said. "Fancy all that fuss for a toy." Sophie sat up in bed and held her monkey close. "You mustn't say that, Mama. He isn't a toy. He's real." When the Velveteenie Monkey heard that, he was happy, for he knew that what the glowworm had said was true at last. The nursery magic had happened to him, and he was a toy no longer. He was real. Sophie herself had said it. That night he was almost too happy to sleep, and so much love stirred in his little pellet heart that it almost burst. He was finally real.